Good morning, everyone. It's Evelyn from Twin Flames 3344. This is a Divine Masculine Twin Flame read. Take a deep breath. Okay, guys, this is for the Divine Masculine Twin Flames, so it also affects the masculine within the feminine. It is a general read, so if something doesn't resonate, please don't force it to fit. There'll be a lot of general messages as well as specific messages for specific people. It is a 7-deck read, so there's a lot of energy coming up here. So please bear with me, and again, don't force anything to fit to your situation. Everything that you need as far as my information is below and on my website. My website is twinflames3344.com, and if you need to reach out to me, it's the same email at gmail.com, twinflames3344. And I have a CD out there. It's called Twin Towers, it's called Ashes, Twin Towers to Twin Flames, and it's on iTunes, CD Baby, Google Play, and Amazon. And that's a great way to support me. It's only $1 for a song. It's voice and piano, and the first 4 songs are from the 2001 time period of 9/11, and the second 7 songs are written on my journey. So it's a great way to purge out some of your energies. All right, so I'm going to pull an energy card here first for you guys. See what the energy is coming up as today. Today is June 21st. It is the new moon solar eclipse today in Cancer. And I am Cancer rising for any of those of you who may be curious about it. And Mercury has gone retrogrades, and I'm also Virgo, so if I trip up, it's because Mercury is retrograde. All right, so from the energy deck, the journey just fell out. I just opened the deck to shuffle again, and the journey fell out, which is number 2, which is the High Priestess, your psychic abilities, a secret. All right, but she's definitely got her bags packed, and she's ready to go on her journey. And as I opened the deck, and where that fell out was in between deceit and storm warning. So it's like escaping just in time. Okay, because you have it like this here. It's like this. This fell out, and these fall away, fall behind you, okay? And this is the eclipse energy, so it's very interesting the way that fell out, because it's very much about the eclipse energy. So I'm going to keep shuffling and see what comes out for you guys. Oh, I just shuffled real quick. The Woman Holding a Heart, 44, which is the 4 of Cups, grounding and integrating and mastering the receiving of love. So Woman Holding a Heart, and also Door to Value. What is it that you value? All right, so for the Divine Masculines, you have a woman holding a heart. But what is it that you value? Are you valuing this? Are you valuing money? Right? Are you valuing things and possessions and status? What is it that you value in your life? And then we have the activation of the throat chakra for the masculine, which has been coming up all week. 39 is the Knight of Cups. So we have the 31, and today adds up to 31. So that has to do with the 5 of Wands, the expansion energy, conflict, fights, but also games and competition and the quest, the pursuit of happiness. What makes you happy? All right, so the masculine is being called to speak up. His throat chakra is being activated. And then the underlying energy is the Angel of Balance here. Okay, so there's 2 female energies here, and the masculine being called to open up his throat chakra. And you notice there's these 2 have wings, and this one does not. And this is 48, which is the walking away and within, the 48 of the 8 of Cups. Okay, so starting out with that, this read was done yesterday, and it was for it was for the 20th to 21st, since we had the solstice yesterday and then the new moon solar eclipse today in Cancer. And some really, really, really big energies here. I've been getting guided towards this specific eclipse for months now. And so we had the energy yesterday of the 20 of the date and the 30 of the 4 of Wands. And today is the 21 of the world and the 31 of the 5 of Wands, the expansion. But also the quest for the impossible dream, the pursuit of happiness. All of those fall under that expansion energy. And the 20, of course, from yesterday is judgment. So judgment, the final judgment, going into the world, which is completion and being one with the world. Perhaps traveling as well, getting out there. And then going into today's energy of the 31 of expansion. So very much of making decisions and then going, expanding. And then that's what came up with the cards. The journey card fell out for you. Just watch out for the deceit and the storms that are around you. Allow them to fall away. So this read was complete at 3:53 yesterday, which is 3 of the Empress and then 53 of the Knight of Swords. The major arcana were the Tower, the Star, and the Wheel of Fortune. It's called the Great Wheel. The main deck for this read is the SIRIAN STARSEED deck. There's 7 decks. So we have the Mini Rider Waite, we have the Tarot Sexual Magic, we have the Numerology deck and Romance Angels. We have the Gilded Tarot, the Universal Golden Tarot. Okay, so 7 decks there. We had 1 wand, 1 pentacle, 4 cups in this read, which is unusual for the masculine to have mostly cups in their read, and then 2 swords, because cups is all about heart-based emotions and feelings. And some swords, a little bit swordy, but not bad, and then 1 wand and 1 pentacle. So the least of action, desires, and pentacles, which have to do with money, but also day-to-day routines. We also have here the Page of Wands within the read and the Queen of Swords, as well as the King of Cups. Page of Wands, Queen of Swords, King of Cups. Before the read, the Page of Swords came up, which can be news or a message as well as a child. And then we have the King of Pentacles coming up after the read. As far as the numbers and the code line, it was all about moderation. And again, staying at 0 point, staying present in the moment. And we had 777s in this read today, which was the most significant, as well as double 6s, which is the Queen of Pentacles, and double 9s, which is compassion. And then the code line about moderation was all about 6, which is love, family, and community, not just the lovers, but also the lovers, but love, family, and community. And then we had 1142, which is justice and the 2 of Cups. So justice and the one-on-one coming together, but also the Magician, the 1, the 14, and the 2, which is the Magician, the Temperance card, and the 2, so of the High Priestess. So the Magician and the High Priestess, Angels, which I just pointed out the wings, you notice. And then we had 14 come up, which is Temperance card again. 46, the 6 of Cups. 67, the Knight of Pentacles, very much twin flamey energies, because that's the loyal, faithful servant, and the 46 are the 6 of Cups, the children in the garden, so the inner children of the twins. And then 13 came up, which is the transformation, death, end card. 34, which is the 8 of Wands. 79, which is the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. And then again, 99. So the code line being all about moderation for this read. The message here was about Source, Sophia, and then the Jesus Christ energy. So the Christos Sophia and Source, or in other words, also the Trinity energy, and supporting, seeking the 6 of Cups, those 2 children, the inner children of the twins, also wise. So it's children being innocent, but also very wise, of IXO. So kisses and hugs. But also the 9. It's the 9 and the Source embodiment. A lot of Source backing up the 9. And also Source Christos Sophia support, seeking the inner child connection. Clear of the judgments, perhaps, of the IX and you human, or I'm the feminine and you are human, saying the feminine energy is separate from human, because the human is considered 3D energy, which is more of the masculine grounding energy. Also, I kiss and you hug was coming up, but it's all about the feminine energy. That the masculine needs to recognize that he is also the feminine human embodiment of Source. and that children are wise of kisses and hugs in moderation, right? They're very free with themselves, but in a very innocent, pure way, right? They know when it's time to play and when it's time to kiss and hug and make up, right? They're very willing to do that. So a storm started. So the storm came in also with that card that fell out for the journey. And when I was doing the read, the storm started at 414, which is the Emperor and the 14 again, the Temperance card, the angels. So having control over the angelic realms, I'm getting now. Some of the stuff that came up on online were a lot of 6s and 7s type things. We also had I'm just bringing up the titles because I didn't really go into any of the websites except for one. The Sage of the 6 Paths came up. The 7 Chalices poured out, and that was from Revelations 10:6, and I will go over that in a second. Oh yeah, so that's the one I went into. So that was from agapeBiblestudy.com. The 7 Chalices poured out, Revelation 10:6. The time of waiting is over. At the time when the 7th angel is heard sounding his trumpet, the mystery of God will be fulfilled, just as he announced in the gospel to his servants, the prophets. So again, that's like the Knight of Pentacles coming up that I just said. And of course, the angels of the Temperance card. So it's like the Temperance card and the Knight of Pentacles. And of course, then we have the Trumpet of the Judgment card, which also came up because that was the date yesterday, when I did this read. And then the mystery of God will be fulfilled, as Christos Sophia came up in the in the headline there, just as he announced in the gospel to his servants, the prophets. And then again, of course, the magician and the high priestess, right, the prophets. So the 7th angel emptied his bowl. That first one was from 10:6, Revelations. This is the 7th angel emptied his bowl into the air, and great voice boomed out from the sanctuary, "The end has come!" And that was from 16:17, Revelations. 16:17 are the tower and the star. The next one was, "Listen, an uproar from the city, a voice from the temple, a voice from Yahweh, bringing retribution on his enemies." And that came from Isaiah 6:6. And then the last one was, "Compare the last 7 plagues with the trumpet and judgments of Revelation and the plagues of Egypt in the book of Exodus." So they were comparing the 1 through 7 of each, the plagues, the trumpets, and judgments, and how they parallel with each other. Now the plagues come up in a different order, but it's still referencing the same definitions. So again, this is from AgapeBiblestudy.com. So 1 through 7, those numbers were coming up as 1 on land, the boils and the trees and grasses burned, and that was associated with the 6th plague. And 2 was on sea, the water becomes blood. The trumpet, 1/3 blood, 1/3 creatures die, and 1/3 of the ships are destroyed. And that's in the trumpet column. So we have the judgment column, the trumpet column, and the plagues column. Okay. So the number 3 is associated with the springs and rivers becoming blood. In the trumpet column, it was actually wormwood, and that was associated with the first plague. And then the number 4 was associated with, on the sun there is now darkness. That's the 9th plague. Then number 5 is associated with, on the throne of the beast, the darkness, pain, sores, and locust. And that was associated with the 8th plague. And then number 6 is associated with, on the river Euphrates, drying it up, the invasion of the frogs. So frog demons, or in other words, the army attacking and coming in. And that was associated with the 2nd plague. And then the number 7 is the only one that was associated with the same number plague, 7. So 7s were very important here, as well as the The 7s were important. The 7th one was on the air, so it has to do with the air element, causing storm and earthquake, all right? And we just had a storm warning, but also earthquake and hailstorm. And then 7 sages also came up on another header. Great city splits into 3 parts. Came up from that 7th reference also. And then the sword of the 6 sages. So 7 sages and 6 sages came up. And 67 is that Knight of Pentacles. Don't forget that the loyal servant is what's most important here, right? The loyal humble servant is the Knight of Pentacles. Then the chalice and the witch's sage came up, which references the cups of the Holy Grail. And then stealing chalices in Assassin's Creed Unity, PS4. So the need to center, use the feminine energy, the Sophia energy, and the 4 of the Emperor, which has to do with controlling yourself. So there's another 4 reference. We had a lot of 4s yesterday, and then the storm came at 4:14, which again is the Emperor and the Temperance, the angels. The Emperor and the angels, which is kind of like, polarizing the control human and the angel that's not human at all. And patient, and also the reference to 666, and that the code line was all about 6 and love, family, and community, which has to do with the shadow side of everyday living. It's not the devil as we traditionally think of the devil, it's just the shadow side of all of us. So I started this read, remember the storm warning, the storm came in at 4:14, and now I started the read, which I didn't notice here until now, at 4:41. 4 is the Emperor, 41 is the Ace of Cups. We start with the Tower and the underlying energy. So this card, the big one right here, is the Tower. And then I always pull a few cards on either end. So the cards pulled beneath the underlying energy, the Tower, were the 3 of Wands upright, the Page of Swords upright, the 9 of Swords reversed, and the 9 of Wands upright. So here we go into the read with sudden event and epiphany. Any kind of explosion, eruption, or sudden event, even orgasm, comes up under the Tower. Present to messages of suffering and silence, the wounded warrior. The fool free from a breakup or lack of affection, and the world turned around or upside down, and that turning around and having the world fall upside down with the virus and all that kind of thing releases the King of Cups of deception. At the new moon solar eclipse, the player falls short. So again, yesterday it came up that it was important for the masculine to be depleted of his energy, just like the feminine was when she became sick or injured, so that she could tune into her abilities, into what her body is telling her. The same thing's happening for the masculine. And so here we are at 4:44 is when I wrote deception, 4:44. And 4:44 is very much of the angelic realms. So going into your feminine energy, when you feel deceptive energies around you, at the new moon solar eclipse, the player falls short, which is good because it's forcing them into their feminine energy. Released from prison, the King of Cups upright, over the freedom of it, the deception over lack of affection, and player over the other world, or being otherworldly. Sunshine, energy, and kids, perhaps exposing patient Page of Wands reverse and their truth. There may be exposure of kids as well, but just exposure in general, and heat, the heat of, because we have the sun here reversed. Actually, I'm sorry, the sun was upright, not reversed. So there's exposure in a good way, heating things up because it is the sun. The patient angel frustrated with the truth out to the King of Wands, wounded warrior, starting over in love. So again, we referenced the wounded warrior earlier, starting off the read, and now it's referencing the wounded warrior as the King of Wands, unless there's 2 separate people here. So the masculine being present to the message of suffering and silence of the wounded warrior. So whether the masculine is someone different than the King of Wands or is just being present to his own suffering and silence. Peter Pan's third leg touched down, touched stone. The knee length, and by the way, my statue here is called Touchstone here, the man and the woman here, which is beautiful. That's Michael Wilkinson, if anyone's curious. The patient angel frustrated with the truth out to the King of Wands wounded warrior starting over in love. Peter Pan's third leg touched down, touched stone, knee length, skirting around the issue, rejecting mediocrity and starting over. Clean slate. The wounded warrior standing guard with little lizard on the King of Wands platform eyeing his money-clip slippers or penny loafers. Corset on left shin and a long line of tails to tell. Like Pinocchio, his tail grew so long he couldn't see where it touched down. Peter Pan at the bottom, King of Wands Pinocchio on top, dumping anything between. Graduated to sitting under a tree sulking or watching the wounded warrior below him to see if they go for the brass ring or not, or how many knots to toe the line. Suddenly rejecting all offers and starting a clean plate, grieving outwardly, starting over after divorce, justice, or Libra, exposed or energized or happy kids, bearing all suddenly. The heat is on, but off kilter. So there could be like off balance here, like on and off. The heat is on and off, like so it's nothing consistent. The heat is on, but off kilter, stepping off the platform, one step at a time, as not to trip on red robe or justice system toes. We have Aries upright and reversed here, which can be one person, again, in two different energies and also two different people. So Aries upright and reversed, Gemini reversed, Pisces reversed, Cancer reversed, Sagittarius upright and reversed here, Leo upright, Libra upright, and also Taurus upright, Scorpio upright, and Capricorn reversed all come up in the underlying energy. So the Hierophant, old man with beard, big muscles, and cap and red robe, oblivious to swans flying south, the beauty around him. Romantic tie putting it out there to touch. Jealous rage ensues when not together or no date night out. The caveman mentality, wanting to take women and drag them back to their cave without a meal or without having to spend money on her. Bunny and Dove had a near miss with Red Boots, talking about a close call as the Red Boot almost stepped on them and crushed them, as a sudden rage blows in without option and no control. There may be some prejudice here too about who their girls or kids can date. Leadership comes up here, which is number 81, which is the end of karma in the numerology book, The Divine Triangle. Rejected, vulnerable, crybaby, spoiled brat, daddy's little girl, and mama's boy all come up here. So do you really want that kind of energy being your leadership material? Karma being led by an entitled, spoiled crybaby, again, and this is not to call people names, it's about the wounding and the names that people do call each other, right? So the new moon eclipse, deception of burden, Atlas, and detoxing chaos of the past foolish behaviors as I'm losing my voice, lacking faith and in uncomfortable energies. At 512, which is the Hierophant and the Hangman, the Queen of Swords is the one in uncomfortable energies is coming up as the Queen of Swords reversed. The Fool cleaned up, kissing the floor and bearing the pain, which is a line from a song that I wrote once, tearing, or rather, so the Queen of Swords reversed, dealing with uncomfortable energies. The Fool cleaned up, kissing the floor and bearing the pain, learning to perform no matter what energy presents. The ankle ring, rainbow streamers, and the third baton, uncomfortable energies unable to walk away from, and those fools lacking faith and therefore falling on their face or from grace, and feeling all those energies. And the thunder had stopped around this point. Aries, Cancer, and Capricorn all reversed right here. The Queen of Swords reversed may be feeling fried or doubt, with the tower suddenly exploding, erupting, perhaps yelling or cutting cords, or cutting words, negative self-talk or lying or cutthroat, suddenly, or with Scorpio in chart. Starting over and exposing all, kids, energy, happiness without options, no date night, and questionable leadership abilities, and the end of karma. The recent past is the Page of Wands reversed, frustrated, perhaps temper tantrums, and needing to have pie or become centered, uninspired childlike fits going on. The High Priestess, Viking Princess, or Pisces with happy ending or end of an emotional cycle, as I'm losing my voice again. The Knight of Swords rushing in with the truth as the Devil or Capricorn waves goodbye, letting go to repair or make amends. Released from prison, and that can be a real prison or prison of their own mind. The Queen of Swords now upright, or there's two different Queen of Swords. One is reversed and one's upright, okay, which can definitely be because they're just two different air signs. So free to talk, meditate, explain as the Knight of Swords, messenger of truth, rushes into the Eight of Pentacles, working in order to align. Foundation, and the wheel reversed, the wheel upright. So in the foundation here is the wheel, the great wheel, the Wheel of Fortune upright here at 524, which is the Hierophant and the Queen of Wands. The time has come, which it's said in the Bible verses that I just read to you. It's time. The Sovereign is dumping emotional attachments and resting in 5D meditation with their twin, in their connection. The Six of Cups, the inner children, left out in the cold, receives the Ace of Wands, the new passion offer from the King of Wands upright. A child or divine masculine may have received a walloping, went from happy and loved to out in the cold and injured, dumping lots of loads in the 5D, but who is he receiving it from, the divine feminine or the man she's with? The central energy is the star upright, dreams come true. Dream girl, star healer, rock star, receiving the whole truth, delivering his crown, right? So serving up his crown on a silver platter, so to speak. Presented to group along with the Emperor. So there's some kind of truth presented or delivered to the divine masculine as well as to this group along with the Emperor. The Three of Pentacles reversed, issues at work or issues getting along with finances as well, or third-party issues, and challenged by the Six of Cups. The love of the inner children and the outer children all at the same time, and it's all the same. Each God's child, and that never changes even when you're 90 years old. The Emperor is nostalgic or challenged by their soulmate, kids, the bird taking off for the stars, at the King of Swords' side, or Aquarius King of Swords, or rock star Libra King of Swords, so there could be two different King of Swords here, on a quest to pop the Queen of Swords crown, and the Queen of Cups, loving, nurturing, and intuitive, is awake to the Knight of Cups reverse their jealousy and defensiveness, or a need to fend off suitors because they get too much attention. Harsh truth, perhaps S&M or dominatrix here, rehab, hospitalization, or a MASH unit, and the King of Swords, which can represent military since all that's coming up. The King of Swords with red beard, starting over at the gate, no sweet tweets from the Judge, Justice, Divorce, or Libra. Leo, ego, or out of control, or in need of courage, the Queen of Cups upright, and the Hierophant or Taurus, and the Knight of Pentacles, that loyal, faithful servant, offering help to a group of Death, Dark Night performance, helping to end the daily grind at 541, which again is the Hierophant, and the 41 of the Ace of Cups, self-love, spiritual love, and new love. So now, in the present moment for the masculine here is the Six of Pentacles reversed. Not sharing, debt, scammed, negativity, or inequity of the relationship. The Page of Pentacles, student, or an opportunity to tag along on the journey with lovers. Dark Night, announcing, offering time, money, and effort, or a new life to the Chariot, to the Wave, to the Ascension, or to the Cancer. And this is the Cancer solar eclipse. So Gemini upright, Scorpio upright, and Aquarius upright, and Cancer upright, all here, all upright energies right here. The harsh truth, and that I'm just getting now that that's a reference of positivity for those signs in reference to the solar eclipse. So it's positive for Gemini, Scorpio, Aquarius, and Cancer. Harsh truth, or actually a tooth, somebody might be having tooth issues. Harsh truth of new passion, third energy, and growth of the King of Swords starting over. The Hermit reversed and the Ten of Pentacles is reversed here. Coming out with a large purchase or spent a lot on a parent with dementia. And the Empress, Ten of Cups, emotionally fulfilled, destined to Page of Wands, flirtation. All right, so somebody might be flirting with a much younger person. This could be, it can be anyone. It could be an older woman. It could be the masculine's partner. It could be a grandparent, flirting with a young child at the Alzheimer's facility, all that kind of energy here. But the Empress is upright and the Ten of Cups is upright, which is happiness or emotional fulfillment, being in their power, destined to flirt. It's like almost expected even. This may be someone who just tends to flirt a lot. The Page of Wands flirtation was pushed out by the Queen of Wands and keeping the Queen of Cups and Hierophant disconnected. So this is like, can be keeping the any two people apart, but definitely can be referencing the masculine and feminine apart as Taurus and the Queen of Cups, or the Hierophant, which is just a leader, keeping them disconnected. The Knight of Pentacles times 2, and this is referencing the loyal servants, which is the twin flames, on 2 times 2 or 2 different timelines in third-party lovers situation, spreading the word of the wounded warrior and the King of Pentacles, with the Queen of Pentacles and Knight of Pentacles all coming together in the Dark Night performance, the act, the daily routine, the circus act. So somebody can be referencing that their life's becoming a circus. So soon as the Queen of Swords upright, in great pain, ending it, painful ending, or betrayal, back issues and associated treatments, stuck without peace, in separation from him working to align with his true desires, implementing a plan to disconnect from the dark night, the Page of Cups reversed, guilty or coming clean, or getting clean or cleaning up, or Scorpio child making out, strategizing a disconnect in order to stay on easy street. He sees himself as the Seven of Cups reversed, dumping emotional attachments and walking away from inequity, tripping up, and removing the mask in order to break patterns. The Hierophant is coming clean with the Magician, or Taurus to Gemini or Virgo, and present to their dreams, or dream girl, or stardom, or star power, or healing power. It is safe to love came up for the masculine as well as engagement, make the effort, and playfulness. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine, which references the Six of Cups, the 2 inner children. Running down the steps instead of up, or sliding down the banister. Around the masculine or how he is seen is the King of Cups upright, the master of emotions. The King of Swords without an option, but to be unconditional love, moving, ending marriage, or being that patient angel, taking one step at a time. He needs to clear blocks of the Ace of Swords, which is all about being the truth, the whole truth, not just the partial truth, and burdens of the ego and arrogance, and the transformation of that. Moderation comes up here, and even more so is parenting for the masculine, so that can be parenting his children, himself, or his parents. And the King of Pentacles superhero, with the Page of Cups reversed, the mama's boy, unable to find the right words. No longer an island unto himself, dumping one of 2 lovers to come together in joy. The Dark Night transition portal to the performer of suffering and silence and purging. Okay, so knowing that this is the job, is to be the performer of shadow work, suffering and silence and purging. The King of Pentacles Akashic records, spreading the word for wounded warriors throughout history. The King of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Knight of Pentacles, clearly frustrated or receive clarity from frustration. So realizing when they get frustrated, it actually is the trigger that puts them into that inspiration mode, taking a break from downloads and rising above drama, dumping, purging, choking back the words, holding back an announcement or judgment or wake-up call the day the music died. And this is at 6:05, which is the Lovers and the Hierophant, which can reference Gemini and Taurus as well. And then it just ends here as and there was, instead of life, we're getting energetic exchange. And there was energetic exchange. 6/6, we start the page out with 2 lovers and the Tower energy coming in. Present to And I watched the movie last night called Feel the Beat, so I'm seeing that title as I say the two lovers in the tower coming together, feeling the beat. Present to the Page of Swords reversed, suffering in silence as the wounded warrior, suddenly destined to dump all emotional attachments to the King of Cups, and the Page of Wands reversed, frustrated little boy, the Star, right, could be a spoiled child having a temper tantrum, and challenged by the Six of Cups, the twins, the kids, and the Queen of Swords, truth, and inequity of starting over, with the King of Pentacles coming clean to his higher self, which is the Divine Feminine, and rising above to tango in energetic exchange. And so that's the E, I get EE as that code, which also can reference Elohim. So the Tower comes in major right here, with the Page of Wands reversed, having a temper tantrum. So again, what fell out of the deck today? The Journey with the Storm Warning, which is the Tower, and the Deceit, which is the Page of Wands reversed, the little spoiled child who's having a temper tantrum and not telling the truth. The Page of Swords reversed, destined star, dream girl, or dreams come true, healing, and the challenge being the twins, the inner children of the twins, the kids, the loving pair, and the inequity, the need to come back down the stairs and meet each other halfway. The Queen of Swords upright and the King of Cups truth, and starting fresh on an island together instead of unto themselves, coming clean to each other's higher self, which is each other, and rising above the drama in the twin flame tango of EE, or energetic exchange. And there was life. Okay? So I'm going to pull another energy deck card for you here, where it was just 36, 46. 36 is the 10 it's the 10 of Wands. And the 46, of course, is the Six of Cups, the children in the garden, which was very much the theme in this read. So we have the Star upright in the center of the read, and then the Six of Cups as the challenge, and the Ace of Swords as the truth, as the block. So only very positive, strong energies there. And it ends up on the Four of Cups reversed, right? Starting over, leaving the island unto themselves in order to come into his King of Pentacles with the Queen of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles, dealing with that Page of Wands reversed, right? Which is that kind of all over the place child energy of, when a child doesn't get their own way and they throw a temper tantrum. That's that energy of frustration. All right, so to wind this up, some more energy. What needs to come out here for everybody? Let's clear all negative energies across all dimensions of time, space, matter, and realities for the highest good of all those concerned, and fill that empty space with beautiful divine love and diamond crystalline light. And so it is. What is our message here? Community. Okay, and that's the Chariot. So this has to do with the Ascension community. Okay, for the masculine. He's moving into the Ascension community, coming together. And then we have the number 6. Again, what did I say? 6s and 7s came up today. The 7 of the Chariot, the 6 of the Lovers. And the Chariot is literally the vehicle of ascension of the lovers and their contract. So this is making me want to cry because the energy is very high coming in here. This is the contract of the twin flames, literally. And 76 is the 8 of Pentacles. And the 8 of Pentacles is all about aligning with your truth, your authenticity. That is your contract, is to come together in the Chariot to ascend along with the community. It's like being of it but not in it. So it's bringing up that idea as well. These two cards also want to be seen. The Healer of the Ages, 51, which is the King of Swords, and 16 of the Tower, the Clock Tower. It is time. The time has come. Statue of Liberty reference here as well, right? The pursuit of happiness, and the Healer of Ages, who has all the tools to make that happen. Okay? And you see the colors here match very much here. But this is more whitewashed because it's totally, it's the Tower. This is more of the controlled, pure energy. Whereas this is the expansion, the Tower of it, right? The Tower is the the energy that comes in, the whirlwind, when you don't stay present, when you don't stay at 0 point, or you don't stay in the vortex, that vacuum of explosion and implosion at the same time, when you polarize too much one way, the tower needs to come in order to balance that out again. So the healer of the ages is calm and in his full power here now, along with the angel of liberty here, patience. Healer of ages and patience. And this is I'm also getting here, this is the masculine coming into his full empowerment, and the feminine being patient, that she is the ivory tower. And then we have cornucopia from that, and you see the sun shining in. Let the sun shine in, the sun shine in. So that was coming in here. The fruits of your labor, cornucopia, and the sun, allowing the sun in its full power, full energy. So again, that's the healer coming into his full power of expression, along with Lady Liberty and cornucopia, the abundance of having thanks and gratitude in each day and each moment of the 11. But this is also a 2, which is the High Priestess. So justice of truth and balance of your abilities, of being intuitive or using your intuition. And then the underlying energies here coming up is financial constraints. Okay, so that's going into this, which is 13, the transformation, but this is past because this is going into this read. So now we have these two came out first, the community and the contract. This has to do with the ascension journey of the twins, the lovers, in the chariot, the vehicle in which they ascend, coming into his full power and her full liberty as being the tower, being the ivory tower, that is her birthright, and the cornucopia, the abundance and gratitude that they experience in their each and every moment and day. The 11, truth and balance. So the King of Swords, the Tower, and Justice. And they're very serious about this. They're very serious about their abundance, their cornucopia, their fruits and vegetables. Okay, I hope you like that one. Okay, rise and be, love you guys. I'll see you soon. Bye.